Welcome to the prerequisites in physical science. Today our topic is matter pure for class 9th. Before learning this lesson, is matter pure, we should have some prerequisites which we have already learned in our class 6th. So today we are going to recall all the prerequisites which we have already learned in our class 6. So let us have a quick review what type of prerequisites we must have before learning this lesson is matter pure. So here are the prerequisites. So for this lesson, we must have knowledge about what are mixtures and what are the different types of separation of methods. So there are so many separation techniques and methods to separate the mixtures. So today we are going to recall all these mixtures and separation methods. Mixtures. Mixtures are the substances containing more than one substance or combination of more than one substance from a mixture. That means a mixture contains more than one substance. That means 2 or 3 or many more. It is called mixtures. So the substances which are present in the mixtures are called components. There should be so many. That means 2 or 3 more components will be present in that mixtures. So let us see some examples for these mixtures. Here are the examples. So in the first example, it is a fruit salad. In fruit salad, there are different types of fruits were cut in as pieces. They are differ in their shape, size and color also. So this is also called a mixture. And in the second, oil and water, example oil and water. So as we know that oil and water are two immiscible liquids. They cannot mix with each other. But it is also can be considered as a mixture. And in the third example, it's a salt water. Salt, as we know that it is completely dissolved in water, it is also considered as a mixture. And the fourth one is the trial mix, that is nothing but concrete mixture which we used for the construction of houses. This is also considered as a mixture. So in all these 4 examples, so many components are present in these mixtures. So in fruit salad, different fruits are the components. In oil and water are called components. In salt water, salt and water are called components. In trial mixture, gravels, cement, sand and water are considered as the components of the trial mixture. So let us know different types of mixtures. There are 2 types of mixtures, natural mixtures and man-made mixtures. So first see what are natural mixtures. So by name itself, natural mixtures are the mixtures which are available naturally. For example, soil and air. As we know that soil is a mixture of humus, mud, soil particles and grass and dried leaves and so many particles. So it is a mixture of all the components. And air, as we know that air is a combination of so many gases, nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, helium, argon, etc. So air is a mixture of so many gases. And second one is man-made mixtures. And man-made mixtures, these are the mixtures prepared by us. For example, tea, coffee and lemon juice. In tea powder, milk, sugar, these are the components. And in coffee also, coffee powder, milk and sugar are the components. And in lemon juice, water, lemon and sugar are the components for the lemon juice. Now let us see how to separate the components which are present in a mixtures. So there are so many familiar methods which we have already used in our day-to-day life. So let us see some separation methods which we are very familiar for us. First one is hand picking. So this method is used when the components which are present in a mixture or differ in their color, size and shape. So for this type of mixtures, we can use the method of hand picking. So let us see what kind of hand picking we are doing in our daily life and how the hand picking takes place. So here is the mixture of rice, pulses and small grains. So it is a mixture. In this mixture, 3 components are present. They are differ by their color, shape and size also. So from this mixture, we can easily find them from their color and based on their color, shape and size. So you can easily pick it with our hands. That's why this method is called hand picking. The pulses which are present in this mixture are yellow in color and they are round in shape, and the rice grains are different in their size and color, and the black grains are also different in their size and color. So we can easily identify them by the naked eye and easily pick them one by one and separate from these mixtures, and pulses we can separate them easily, and the rice grains we can separate them very easily. So here we are separating the pulses by taking them by identifying their color and the shape, and now we are separating the rice grains by their shape and size, and so that like that only we can pick that black one grains which are present in this mixture. We can easily separate with our naked eye. They are very visible for us. It is easy for them to pick up. So that's why this method is called hand picking. Generally hand picking method is very familiar for us in day-to-day life. We used to pick all these pulses, different types of pulses, grains and all those things day-to-day life in our activities. So this is the best method to separate the components which are differ in their color, shape and size. We can easily separate them by hand picking method. So let us how they are separating the components. So here are some examples in day-to-day life where hand picking method is used. So first example is separation of stones in rice grain, and second example is separation of different pulses based on their size and color, and the third example is separation of rotten fruits from fresh fruits. So the next method which is called winnowing method. So if mixtures have light and heavy substances, winnowing can be used for separation. So for this separation, we take the help of the wind. So if the mixture, the components which are present in the mixture contains light and heavy substances, and that means one component is light and another component is heavy substances, then we can adopt this method, winnowing method. For example, separation of husk from grains, and second one is the separation of husk or peel from the roasted groundnuts. So generally when we are preparing the groundnut or peanuts chutney, we used to roast the groundnuts. Afterwards we'll separate the husk or the peel of the groundnuts with the help of the wind. This is called winnowing method. In this method, we are with the help of the wind, we are separating the components of the mixture. Here is the picture. So generally in the rural area, after cultivation of the crop, the farmers will do this, perform this winnowing method. So in the soup, that is the bamboo tray, they took all the grains which are mixed with husk and dried grass straws and dried leaves, and some type of husk is mixed with that mixture. So with the help of the wind, they separate the lightweight material called husk. So with the help of the wind, they can easily separate the husk, and husk will be thrown away separately to a distance, and the heavier particles, that means the grains, which are separated in a separate heap. So with this help of winnowing method, they can easily separate the husk from the grains. Third method is sedimentation and decantation. An insoluble substance in a liquid can be separated by sedimentation and decantation. These two are the process. So by these two processes, we can separate an insoluble substances which is mixed with a liquid. So sometimes this process will be followed by filtration also. So let us see how this sedimentation and decantation takes place. So take some soil particles and mix water to that soil particles and prepare a soil solution and stir it thoroughly. So let it settle down sometime. After sometimes we can get the two layers of clear water, and the solid particles are settled at the bottom of the beaker. So now slowly transfer all the clear water to the another beaker. So settlement of the soil solution is called sedimentation, and transferring of the clear solution or to another beaker without disturbing the solid particles are called decantation. So sometimes this sedimentation and decantation may be followed by the filtration process also. So like this, we are separated both the water and the soil particles by using of sedimentation and decantation. So solid particles are separated and the clear water is also separated by this process. Sieving and filtration. Sieving can be used for separating larger and smaller substances in a mixture. Suppose in a mixture there are two components. One component is having larger in their shape or smaller in size, then we can easily separate these both components by using sieving and also filtration also. So let us see how this sieving is happening in our day-to-day life examples. So here at the construction of the buildings, and the workers will use this kind of sieve to separate the fine sand from the stones. And in the second picture we can see we are separating the floor. So the fine particles of the floor can be sieved and separated the fine particles of floor. So these two are daily used sieves, but the main difference between the two sieves are, and the size of the holes of the sieves are different in both examples. Next one is filtration. So filtration can be used to separate the insoluble solid particles in a liquid. So it is also a very familiar and very unknownly separation techniques which we use daily in our day-to-day life. How filtration takes place, let us see. While preparing the tea, after preparation of the tea, we are filtering the tea from the tea powder. So the tea powder will remain on the sieve and the tea will be collected in the cup. So in this way the insoluble tea powder is separated from the tea mixture. So the insoluble solid particles are separated by this sieve, and this method is called filtration. These are the daily life separation techniques which we are already very familiar to these separation techniques. Now let us know what are the another separation methods.